we just felt like, man, we'd love to work with this guy. It wasn't too long ago, we remember grading him, and we felt the investment was worth it relative to his skill set and his talent. And so it took a while. You know, we spent the better part of a month and a half working on that trade.
That was Sean Payton talking about Zach Wilson on the final week of OTAs, where Zach Wilson was the starter today, but he still has some work to do. Today was kind of a rough practice, a really rough practice for Zach actually running with the first team. Zach had a couple of incompletions and then one bad play. He was under pressure, dropped back, and on his back foot with pressure in his face just lobs it up 10, 15 yards down in the middle of the field, a 500 ball, and PJ Locke came down with it. The only interception on the day from any of the three quarterbacks today was Zach Wilson. As for Bo Nix, once again, the Bo Show out here at Broncos Park, powered by Common Spirit, where Bo Nix was running, not with the ones, not with the twos, but Bo Nix was running with the threes today. The first 2 weeks of OTAs, we got to see him running with the number ones, the starters. But today he was with the threes, and it wasn't perfect, but he did not have any bad mistakes or decisions made. In fact, he was under pressure a lot, and what he did was just threw the ball pretty much deep and out of bounds to keep it out of harm's way. No interceptions, no close interceptions. He was using some zip on a lot of passes, including in 7-on-7s. He had two really nice touchdowns. One of them was just an absolute dart where only the receiver could catch it, and that was really impressive. I think I heard some defenders actually comment on Bo Nix's arm strength in the red zone, how much he was just putting those passes in there where they needed to be. So good news on Bo, and another encouraging day. He just continues to stack good days on top of each other.
Sean, I know you're just getting to know Bo Nix, but in the short amount of time you've gotten to know him on and off the field, is there anything about him that reminds you of a young Drew Brees?
Mentally, he wants to know as much as fast as he can. He's the son of a coach. Now, Drew wasn't necessarily the son of a coach, but there's maybe a maturity level because, again, he's played 61 games, and when we got Drew, it was off of his rookie contract, coming off an injury. So, he locates the ball well. He's accurate, and I think Drew was.
And regardless of if it's Bo Nix, Zach Wilson, Jarrett Stidham running with the first team offense, the number one receiver has not been here. Courtland Sutton was not here again at OTAs, the final week where it's voluntary. And is it all because Courtland wants a new contract?
Is it a contract situation that was reported a few months or two ago?
Well, it's not that he doesn't like our new uniforms.
Okay.
And this is the final week that's voluntary, meaning players don't have to be here if they don't want to, although pretty much all of them outside of Courtland Sutton are. Next week, mandatory minicamp. Mandatory, meaning if you don't come, you get fined. Nearly $100,000 for Courtland Sutton. So, is Court going to be there?
Yeah, I think he'll be here for minicamp. I mean, it's mandatory, and when I've been asked about Courtland, I'm going to say this, man, I just know his work ethic. I know the player, and there's a list of things that race through your mind this time in the offseason as a head coach. And respectfully when I say this to him, because he and I have talked, I think that'll work itself out. So I think he'll be here, yeah. But I don't know that for sure.